Estamos confiando plenamente en ustedes, por eso no hay una barricada aquí. Porque aquí pudiera haber una barricada y 10 polis. Estamos confiando plenamente en ustedes, de que son tan fans que vamos a respetar el momento y vamos a disfrutar muchísimo. También para que todo el mundo lo pueda disfrutar, todos tenemos que estar zen, ¿ok? Entonces va a estar muy cool, diviértanse mucho, disfruten mucho, pero en su silla, ¿va?
Han sido días muy especiales desde el lanzamiento de Hit Me Hard and Soft. Lo primero que les quiero decir, y para esto sí voy a necesitar de su ayuda, para que este evento se lleve a cabo y todas las personas aquí podamos estar seguras y no tengamos que hacer ninguna pausa, necesitamos de su colaboración para que este sea un evento respetuoso, un evento seguro. Hay que seguir todas las medidas de seguridad, quedarnos cada quien en nuestro asiento. Como pueden ver, no hay vallas de seguridad porque estamos confiando en que cada una de las personas que estamos aquí vamos a ser responsables. ¿Me pueden ayudar con eso? Sí. Muy bien. Ahora, a ver, es una noche llena de sorpresas, ¿ok? Pero siento que si les suelto todas las sorpresas, no las vamos a poder disfrutar como si poco a poquito se las voy contando. Entonces, la primera sorpresa es que para el Q&A de Billie Eilish en Ciudad de México, queríamos contar con un artista que es muy fan de Billie también, que uno de sus fandoms principales también está en México y en Ciudad de México, que les voy dando pistas y si van adivinando me encantaría escucharles, ¿ok? Es también una mujer, es también una compositora que empezó desde muy chica a escribir canciones, es puertorriqueña, es reggaetonera, es rapera, ¿cómo recibe Ciudad de México a León Vivo? Sabemos que no nada más México claramente te ama, sabemos que amas México. ¿Qué es lo más especial para ti de estar hoy en Ciudad de México?
México fue de las primeras ciudades que visité con mi música. Fue de los primeros lugares que me demostró mucho amor y que me demostró que mi música podía salir de Puerto Rico, así que tienen un lugar muy especial en mi corazón y yo también los amo mucho. Súper emocionada de estar aquí.
¿Te parece? Sí, entre las dos le damos la bienvenida a Billie.
Today I'm gonna be interviewing Billie. And hopefully I'll be getting to read some questions you guys have for her too. So thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Yeah. Guys, I'm good. How are you feeling? I feel really good. Yeah. To connect with the fans in a different way other than simply being on stage or social media. And it's so cool that you just got them to be a part of this. So I'm excited to be a part of this as well. I did some homework. I did some homework I think I'm just gonna dive into this. Please. This is the one I'm most curious about. When you're recording, is Shark around? Sometimes, yeah. It depends. My brother, Shark really annoys my brother, really. Yeah, because Shark is very anxious, and he makes a lot of, he like cries a lot, and he likes to have all the doors open so he can go anywhere he like. He likes to roam around, so he can be a little high maintenance, and that pisses Phineas off. But anytime I record, he's always there.
I love that.
But he snores.
He snores?
He snores.
Have you ever like recorded something with him?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever like to isolate the multiple track you can hear him snoring? I love that.
And I don't even I don't edit it out because I think it's good. I like it.
I need to hear that now. Okay, cool. Because when we were talking about the Beatles, how it's like, that makes so much sense. It makes perfect sense. Yeah. Do you like the Beatles? I love the Beatles.
Thank God.
There was like, come on, the Beatles, you guys. Iconic. Did your parents have to do with you listening to the Beatles growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was like, I mean, we listened to so much stuff, but the Beatles was just like on rotation, and all of the albums too. It wasn't just like, it wasn't like we were a fan of one album and that's all we played. It was like just Beatles all day long. And I remember being a kid and being like, not knowing they were like not of that exact period of time. And I remember being like, when can
They
we
were to you.
Yeah. I was like, when can we go see the Beatles? My mom was like, they're not even a band anymore. But I love the Beatles so much. I love that you thought that.
Yeah,
That's so
I did not
tight.
make that up. I swear to God. Because like Strawberry Fields Forever is like,
So good.
it's also like a poem, like a kind of painting a picture. You can just envision it, just
Yeah.
like you can envision blue.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super special.
Thanks.
So this is a question that I wanted to ask as well because I kind of applied to myself. When you put out Ocean Eyes, you were 13 years old, right? And I thought it was super impactful how even at the age of like 13 and 14, people thought you were so like solid with your own sound and how you felt on a track. If you fast forward to now, to you're 22, right? Do you still feel like you discover new things about yourself when you're recording and sounds?
Constantly,
right?
I mean, like you never stop learning, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that is what's funny about having made the music that I started out with when I was like so young, because I had no idea what I was doing. I think that was part of why it kind of worked though, because I really didn't know what I was doing, and I had like no sort of, my brother and I had like no training or anything, but I think like I never stop learning, and I feel like I'm only just now finally starting to kind of know how to do it. Like I feel like every single time I make something, I'm like learning something new, and I'm doing it in a different way, and I'm thinking of it in a different way, and I think that's one of the most fun parts about making music, is that you're constantly learning stuff, and it's like you never really master it. You master like the certain parts, but then there's just like always more. Do you feel that way?
100% feel that way. It sounds tacky, but it's the truth. They really did get to see you grow up, and some of them grew up with you.
With me, yeah.
Yeah, and that's like super special, and I think that's also why anytime you put something out, at least I felt this way when I listened to this album. I definitely felt you were more Billie than ever.
Right?
Yeah. And I think that's super special, and I bet that also excites you for the tour.
Oh my god, it's so exciting. I really can't wait. It's always, I mean, I'm sure you experience this too, that music it translates so differently live than when you make it. And I feel like it's always different than I expect, and it's like always a fun little challenge every time I do a show, or every time I do a new song live, because I'm like, I have no idea how this is going to feel, and sometimes it's more exciting than you thought, and sometimes it's like less exciting than you thought, and so I'm really excited to take
all these, you know, it's 10 brand new songs and do them live. I think like also when we were writing the album, we did a lot of thinking about like how it would be live. So to get to do that is gonna be so cool. And it's like a new tour. Every time I do a new tour, it's like a whole new world, and I'm excited.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
I know,
right?
I know.
Like it feels like almost like another life. And I think what's most exciting, at least to me, like when you're on like a brand new tour, it's just like the element of surprise too, because you sometimes you can kind of get a gut feeling of what songs are gonna be the most special.
Yeah,
with the crowd, but there's always that one song that just takes you by surprise.
No, every time. I feel like that with just music in general when I put it out too. Like, do you have that where you put something out and you either like an album or something, and there's always a song that does really well that you didn't think?
100%.
It's so weird.
Like at least in the last project I put out, the intro was like the one that fans just caught on to the most. And I was like talking with my team about it, like we did this intro for fun. I mean, it's obviously super special. We put a lot of thought into it, but like it was the last one I would ever imagine that they would do TikTok, go viral, whatever.
That's always how it goes.
But that's so cool. Yeah, we get here. But I just love that element of surprise because it's kind of like, at least I feel that it's kind of like a reminder to yourself that it's cool to like let yourself be surprised and let yourself like feel loved and just like take in whatever the fan wants to give you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was so special. Yeah. Okay, let me see what else I got. I got.
Te amo, Billie.
So do you like make music without fingers?
I do write on my own, and I only recently have been like jamming with people for the first time, kind of ever.
How
Like
do you feel about that?
it's amazing.
Fun.
Jamming is really fun.
Yeah.
Cause you know, it's funny like because I everything kind of started when I was like 13. I didn't really get to have the kind of fun of like the beginning of music and being interested in music, because it just all happened, and then I was like touring, and suddenly it was like a job, and so I've been just like singing and writing with friends recently, which has been really fun. But Phineas honestly is the greatest collaborator like in the world. Like he's all I could ever hope for, and I kind of, you know, I'm down. I love making music, and I'm down to make, you know, something good with whoever. But you know, there's something about working with Phineas that we just make music that doesn't seem to come out of anything else. It's really like mine and Phineas's dynamic. Something is in there. It's like there's like some sort of spiritual, I don't know what, but it's really, really special. So I kind of can't imagine ever not working with him like that.
And I think that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Do you remember the moment, or like where you were standing or what you were doing when you thought like, I think my life is about to change? Maybe. It was a long time.
Do you have a moment?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So there's this like pretty popular mall in Puerto Rico, and it was a mall I would visit any time of the day. And I had recently put out a song, and it was doing pretty well, but I don't go out a lot, and I think that happens to a lot of artists where you don't really know what's going on in the streets until you step out, or somebody tells you.
Yeah.
So I think I wanted to go to like Paxton or some store like that. And the moment I was with Mari, she's my sister, she's my manager, and at the moment I walked into one of the stores, I felt like a lot of people were looking at me, and I thought I had something on my face. looking at her and I'm like, is something in my teeth? Or like, do I look funny? She's like, no, I don't know what's going on. And then somebody was like, hi, can I take a picture? I'm like, oh shit, cool, yeah. And then it turned into almost like a meet and greet at the mall, and then it became a little dangerous. Like she was looking at me like, I think we need to go. And I'm like, yeah, I think we need to go. And that was I think almost 2 years ago now.
Wow.
And I remember like getting in the car with her and telling like, I think this is my last summer, like just like being myself, or like, oh no, I get to be myself. But
Yeah, but the freedom is a little.
yeah.
Oh God.
I think this is the last summer I'm like gonna be
Anonymous.
anonymous. But it's cool that I get to remember that. I kind of like fuck it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
no, I do remember that specifically.
My moment, it happened kind of gradually. Like, the moment I remember, the first, like, person that wanted a photo, that was definitely weird. I remember being like, what the fuck? Why? I think I was 14, and I was doing a photo shoot for Teen Vogue. So, things were already, happening, but I thought it was going to be like a little moment of my life, a little blip of like, this is my moment of fame. And then I remember this like car pulled up. We were like shooting on the side of the road, and this car pulled up, and like this girl got out. She just stood there looking at me, and I was like, hello? And then she was like, can I have a photo? And I was like, for what? In front of this building? Do you want me to take a photo of you? And she was like, no, like with you. And I was like, why? I just didn't understand. And then over that year, that was like 2016, I think, or 2017. And then it was like any time, I would still live normally. I would like go out and, not go out, but like, go outside, go around the neighborhood and like go to the mall and whatever. And it was like, it became this thing where it was like every couple groups, there was like a couple people, and I got used to that for a second. Not really, it was crazy to me, but it wasn't that insane, like it was a couple. And then I went on this, like my first tour, and I think it was like a laneway tour in like Australia, and I came back, and I remember I'd been gone for like probably a month or two, and I went to hang out with a friend and like go ice skating. And I remember it was similar, like I walked in and it was like every head turned, and I was kind of thought something was wrong or thought I looked weird. And then I was sitting there and everybody was looking at me and taking photos of me, and I was like 15 or 14, and I was like, what is going on? And then it was like there was like a school field trip or something, and then suddenly there was like 100 kids like surrounding me, and I was just like completely stuck in this like enormous like, and I had no idea what was going on. And of course I didn't have security, I was just like a kid with my friend. Yeah, and so that was definitely like, I was like, oh, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
It's like a moment of realization.
I know, because I'd also like been gone for a couple months, so I think while I was gone, things
are brewing back.
things are changing. But yeah, it's crazy.
Have you ever like stepped out somewhere like in a disguise? Or have you wanted to?
I have, but there's something about a disguise that's almost scarier, because I feel like I'm lying, and I also feel like I'm still gonna get caught and noticed, and then what?
Yeah.
Then they're like, why are you wearing that?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I went to like a pizza shop back in like 2019 with a friend, and I wore like a wig and like a totally different outfit and glasses and put different makeup on, and the whole time I was like even more nervous and stressed than I would have been. Have you?
I haven't yet.
You should.
Yeah, I should. I've actually wanted to, but I get nervous just by thinking about it.
I know. Also, like, it's hard to wear a disguise for your face. Like, we got our faces to we have to disguise our faces, which is harder.
I feel like you probably have to do like eye contact recognize.
I know.
I know.
I know.
And everything is. You guys will recognize anything. Like I have to.
I feel like they recognize my like stance, like how I walk. It's just crazy. But I used to do the same thing. Like I remember when I first saw Justin Bieber. It was at Coachella, and I was standing there, and I was like a bunch of people, and I just saw these shoes, and I knew just from the way that he was, like, his feet were placed and the way his legs looked, I was like, that's Justin Bieber. So I get it, but it's insane. Because I've found, like, there's been situations where I look nothing like, I'm not, like, dressed like myself. I look like anybody, and I go somewhere, and it's like, I'm, like, walking down the street, and I hear, like, I remember going to, like, the gym, and I was, like, walking downtown LA, and I was like wearing like leggings and a backpack and a ponytail, and I was like I was like facing that way, walking down the street alone, and I just heard Billie, and it's just like, you guys recognize anything, like we couldn't even disguise ourselves if we wanted. I love you for that.
Disguise. And she says that the trick is to walk with a limp.
Right.
Because then the people are like, you don't look at someone that has a limp.
Right.
That was poor lady, man. And then we all look at her limping, you know. And I thought that was so clever. That was like her whole analogy to it. And now she does it like all the time.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, I kind of want to dress up like an old lady.
We should. Let's do it together.
Let's dress up together as old ladies. Let them eat their ice cream.
Suspicious old ladies. Love you, Billie. Love you.
Wants to know, how do you deal with nerves on stage?
So, well, this is going to be annoying of an answer. So, for some reason, on stage, like performing, there's different types of on stage, but like doing a show is like my favorite place to be. And the nerves are less nerves and more just like when you're, it's just, yeah. I'm just really excited, and it's like, I've got adrenaline, but I've always kind of been like that. I love being on stage. I love performing so much, and it's never been scary, really. I think the scariest moments are like smaller, like when they're more intimate. It's more personal. Yeah, it's scarier to me, and also like the Oscars is fucking terrifying.
Oh my god.
So like the Oscars that's a scary one. That's definitely a scary one. Like movie stars watching you sing is crazy, but I don't know. Advice for nerves, I'd say, I don't know. I think you know what? Here's what I would say, because this is something that has helped me over the years. Because I wasn't, it's scary. It is scary, and it's not like I have always just been like, oh, it's nothing. It's a really big deal, and I'm aware of that, and I love it so much. But something that does help me is that I don't have like and maybe this is just me, but personally I kind of sometimes can psych myself out if I do one of those, if I like get in the game, if I get my head in the game too much, like if I like think too hard about performing right before, then I kind of get in my head. Or like, you know how people like get in like a huddle and do like a little like chant or something, like that freaks me out. I want to get out there, like I don't want to talk about it. So I'm like doing whatever the fuck I'm doing right before I go on stage, and then I'm on stage, just kind of the vibe. I just go, nothing changes at all. That's how I like it. What about you?
I do. mad nervous.
Do you?
Like, mad nervous.
Really?
Like, I'll shake and everything. But the moment I step on it, it's like
over.
completely done. And I feel the same way. It's like it's my favorite place in the world. I feel it. I'm most me.
Right?
And it's crazy to think that you can have so many people around you, but still feel like you're the one in control.
Right?
Obviously, like certain places have different vibes. Each crowd has a different vibe. And once you like tap into that one vibe they're in, that's when like shit just gets fun.
Yeah.
You know? And I love moments where like the crowd surprises you, or some fence is something that's hilarious and it throws you off, and then you.
Yeah.
I think that's like the beauty of life. When it's life. It's like you literally can't fake it.
Yeah.
You can go back and do it again, and it is terrifying. Like it's nuts. Like my first shows, I would throw up before getting on stage, and I would throw up after, like I was done. Oh my god, it was bad.
Have you always had that? Like since you were a kid, have you had that stage fright?
You know what? No, and I don't know. Like I would the school talent shows and the school pep rallies and all that. I wanted to be the main character the whole time, even if the main character was a dude. I like put me in a wig,
Yep.
and I'll be him.
Yep.
And I would do anything in life. I was kind of like a class clown, and I know I don't look like it, but I kind of was, and I was always pretty loud and shit. And then suddenly somebody gives me a mic in a big crowd that actually wants to like listen to something I'm saying, and then I don't know why it's like so nerve-wracking to me.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Especially like if my parents are there, I'm like, no, mom, don't come to my show. I'll get extra nervous. And sometimes I'm doing like sexy dances and shit, and they're like, my mom is right there. Or like, I'm standing for a bra on the stage, and I'm like, don't pick up the bra. My mom is watching. Even, I don't know, shit. Okay, good question. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Classic.
You're good.
I love you so much. The last time I did something for the first time.
That's a lyric. That's a bar.
That is a bar. Thanks. Well, you know, my mind automatically goes to like naughty things, so I will not say those, but let's think. No, absolutely not. No way. You're not getting it out of me, but I'm just trying to put that thought down. Okay, wait. Aside from that, it's not a safe song. Love you, but it's not.
I love that she used the word safe song.
It's a safe. There's like a million cameras. Okay, wait. You answer the question first. Yeah, I'll think of my answer. I love you so much. Timing was crazy. I love you. You saved me. Sorry, what?
I think like the last thing I did was I went on like a blimp,
Ooh.
like a hot air balloon.
Oh, a hot air balloon.
And I saw the sunrise.
Sick.
I was so tired, but it was so worth it. The sky was like pink and orange. I think that's like the first thing that comes to mind. It was like the last thing I was in LA.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Have you been on a hot air balloon?
I've never been on a hot air balloon.
It's surprisingly peaceful, even though it's so high up and nothing's holding you.
Right, you're not buckled in or anything.
Like hot as hell. Huge flames in your head.
It's kind of a crazy thing that people do. Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe something.
I mean, I feel like I do new things like every day. You know, you do like every little thing you do. You know, like I've never walked into this room until today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Should be writing about this song about this. And then we'll circle back to the suspicious old lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think it is, lunch? Sure.
Yay, lunch.
Yay, lunch. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Yay, rice!
Yeah? Thanks.
Fernanda Garcia says, what was the process of writing Birds of a Feather?
The process was in I think it was February 16th or 17th of 2023. I just gotten back from a trip that was horrible. I went on the world's worst vacation, and I came home, and I don't know what it was, but I had this intense feeling of. Also, the vacation has nothing really to do with the song. I'm just giving you the whole full picture of my time in that period of time. But I had this crazy feeling of needing to write a song that was this kind of reaching, almost love bomb song. And it is a love song, obviously, but it's also almost like a please don't fucking leave me song.
Pretty vulnerable song.
Yeah, and it's a little suffocating. A little toxic. And also, as soon as I started writing it, Phineas and I had to put a little twist on it, so we basically just wrote a whole song about dying. And it's sort of a love song, but also about dying, because that's just how we go. And then we wrote half of it, I think. Then, honestly, and then we came back, we wrote the rest in the next week, and we had the full song done, and then I just kind of couldn't listen to it for a while because of some stuff that was going on, and then many months later, came back to it, and honestly, it took so many trying different things, and there was something off about it for a long time that I couldn't kind of figure out, and then we added stuff, we took stuff away, we changed the production, we changed the lyrics, and I kept being something is wrong. And I actually remember that the last time I was here, which was almost a year and a half ago, we were working on it on that trip, and I remember Phineas and I in the car, to and from the festivals, trying to figure it out, on the computer in the back of the car. And eventually, we just took all that stupid shit out that we added back in, and then we went back to kind of how we originally had it, which it turned out was just as good as it needed to be. Sometimes you overthink stuff, and then you realize that you didn't need to. And then I fell in love with it again, so there you go.
I love that. Sometimes you work on a song so much, and you make 15 versions of the song. It can be bittersweet, frustrating, but at the same time pretty rewarding when you end up using the original one you had after you made 15.
That's so annoying.
You were singing the song in your sleep.
Yeah.
You're looking for inspiration out of thin air to do something to the track, and then you're I can't believe it was done the whole time. But sometimes one needs to go through the 50 versions to appreciate the one, you know?
I know.
Do you listen to, if you were to go to the studio today and record a song, and then you really like it, do you listen to it the whole week, or do you try to?
I play it nonstop all day, every day. It's weird, honestly, I was thinking about this the other day, because Phineas and I had just made a little song, and we were this was 3 days ago we made something, and then the next day, I was sitting on the bathroom floor, organizing my bag, and I played it probably 30 times in a row. And I was wow, I'm so glad no one else is here, because they would think I'm going out insane. But that's just how it is. It's honestly, it's my favorite part about making music is the drive to and from the studio and listening to it.
It's so magical to really fell in love with something that you did.
I know.
And it's so rewarding, like when you actually get to put it out.
Yeah.
I think those are also like the songs one most looks forward to, like for tours and.
I know.
Because like it's like what you said that on a live show it's so different than listening to it like on any music platform. Also because like I don't know, so many things like when it's live you get to see their body language. Even small details like, oh, she closed her eyes for this one song. Maybe it was that personal to her, you know what I mean? Sometimes it gets like, I don't want them to know I'm kind of sad when I'm singing this, or I don't want them to know that what I'm feeling right now. And it's so crazy to find those moments in such a big space, and then the moment is like the same song.
Yeah.
That's super special.
I know.
Okay, so we got one more question. Mamacita. Okay, so the last question. Before we wrap, is there anything else you want to say to your Mexican fans?
I would say that I love you guys so much. And you have really just shown me nothing but love and support over the years, and I've had so many good memories here, and I cannot wait to come back and tour again. I have so many memories here, and one of my favorite memories from tour was when you guys had that giant tornado last year. Not the tornado, that wasn't a good thing, but we couldn't do the show, and they were telling me I was not allowed to go on stage, and I was like, fuck you bitches, I'm going out on stage. Do you remember the lights were all out? I don't know if any of you were there, but the lights were out, and then Phineas and I just sang like a bunch of songs acoustically, and that was really